On a picture-perfect day in Southern California, we check in with Melanie Collins. Melanie.
Well, Greg, in order to prepare for the Raiders to come to town this week, the Chargers pumped in artificial crowd noise at practice, not for the defense, but for the offense to prepare to communicate in a hostile environment. That is extremely unusual before a home game. Even Raiders linebacker Derek Johnson told us that the Raiders prepared defensively with crowd noise at practice this week. And if you look around, Greg, this crowd is predominantly Raiders fans.
Yeah, Melanie, not quite the same dynamic as you find elsewhere around the league. Chargers won the toss, and they will receive. So they'll take the football first, and we're about ready to get underway. We may hear the cheers coming at unusual times thanks to the crowd.
Well, going back to last week's game, Philip Rivers said he doesn't remember ever having an interception, let alone throwing an interception pick six at home and hearing the home crowd cheer. But that's just the balance of things going on here at StubHub.
Desmond King is going to run this one out of the end zone from about 3 yards deep to the 25, across the 30. Good return out to about the 32 or 33-yard line where Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie brought him down after a 35-yard return. And here is Philip Rivers. Rivers having an outstanding season, just became the number 8 all-time quarterback, career passing yards.
Well, and he's having a tremendous season, completing 68% of his passes, over 1,100 yards, as we mentioned in the open, 11 touchdowns to 2 interceptions, and he's spreading the ball around to all the weapons he has on offense.
It's okay, 5-9 now, 5-9, green 80, hit!
Melvin Gordon in the backfield takes the handoff, tries the left side, and is dragged down at about the 37-yard line after about a 5-yard pickup by Tahir Whitehead. Look at the starting lineups at the bottom of the screen, and both of these teams will be dealing with a tackle situation that has come along unexpected. Russell Okung unable to play today. Sam Tavee starting at left tackle. The veteran Joe Barksdale can't start at right tackle, and Trent Scott, the rookie, goes for him there. Rivers to throw. Has time. This side of the field. Complete to Keenan Allen. Out of bounds at the Oakland 46-yard line for a 17-yard pickup and a first down.
Well, Keenan Allen has a big cushion by the corner there, giving him plenty of space. Melvin given respect for that speed, and you know, we were just talking about the tackles. I was actually watching the tackles on that. Trent Scott did a tremendous job against Bruce Irvin. Irvin tried doing a speed rush up the field, and Scott ran it right by Rivers. Rivers slid up in the pocket, and with that big a cushion, plenty of room for the throw.
Yeah, it's going to be an all-day chore for both sides with young tackles.
This is Gordon. Gordon finds running room, has a first down, and much more. Bumped out of bounds inside or just about at the 30-yard line by Reggie Nelson.
Got to give Ken Whisenhunt a lot of credit. They have a very imaginative running game at the Chargers right now, and Melvin Gordon is doing a fantastic job, and now Eckler comes in. They'll use them both sometimes in the backfield together.
Pouncey does a tremendous job of pulling, getting out in space, doing the kick-out block. That allows Gordon to get to the outside before he's even touched past the first down mark.
Yeah, very few centers can pull like that in the National Football League.
Rivers on the move and had to throw it away under pressure. It'll be 2nd and 10. If you take a look at the Raider defense at the bottom of the screen. Frosty Rucker in as the starting lineup at defensive end. It has been a shuffling job for the Raiders on the defensive line.
Well, it has been, and that's why we have a potential for a very high-scoring game. You look at both defenses giving up 30 points or more per game, and both offenses rolling, especially what the Raiders got going, and the Rivers and the Chargers have been doing it all season. So buckle up, Coach. This could be a high-scoring day.
I'll tell you now, if you can't get to the quarterback today, you're never going to get there with all these young tackles playing.
380!
The play fake to Eckler. Rivers throws. Penalty flag is down in the backfield. This is complete to Virgil Green, the tight end, and he is leveled at the 26-yard line. And here's a late flag coming in. Arden Key appeared to be the guy who might be guilty of a late hit. the rookie out of LSU.
Well, and this may be an offsetting. I think there's holding in the backfield on the Chargers, and then Arden Key with a vicious hit on Virgil Green. That's what the officials are discussing now.
Our referee today is Alex Kemp.
There were fouls by both teams on the play. Holding, offense, number 68. Personal foul, defense, number 99. Those penalties offset, still second down.
That's the rookie Trent Scott, the right tackle, with the hold.
Oh, that's leading with the crown of the helmet. That's
that's almost ejectable right there. Now that was he could have avoided that hit all the way.
well, and Virgil Green's actually fortunate he wasn't hurt seriously on that, right to the side of the helmet. A lot of times that ends badly.
Green 80.
Second and 10. The give on the end around. This is Keenan Allen. Allen cutting back to about the 26, close to the 25-yard line, and brought down by Fadal Brown.
Yeah, great hustle by Fadal Brown. He had him in the backfield, missed him, got up and got back after him, and great finish on the play to hold that to just a 5-yard gain.
Third and 5.
Hey, space 59, space 50.
So that movement right there, it tells them that it's going to be man-to-man coverage. You saw Gordon come in, and Morrow bounced in with him, so that gives the key for Rivers.
Rivers goes down back to the 32-yard line, and that's Bruce Irvin. And that will bring on the field goal unit, which has been something of an adventure for these LA Chargers. First, here comes Irvin. Irvin now with 3 sacks on the season. So these Chargers changed punters last week, and the reason they did it was because the previous punter, Drew Kaiser, wasn't holding the ball well on extra point and field goal attempts. This is a 49-yard attempt. And it is good. Caleb Sturgis gives the Chargers a 3-0 lead. Caleb Sturgis, 49-yard field goal, caps the drive that ends in a 3-0 lead, and that is Donnie Jones doing the holding. And as Coach Anthony Lynn told us in our meeting with him, he made a change at punter because the holder, Drew Kaiser, the previous punter, was at fault. I'm sure it's happened before, guys. I just don't remember it.
Yeah, usually, the kicker always gets the blame. And one thing about an NFL kicker, he believes and lives on trust. Snapper, holder, kicker, they got to work simultaneously together. And it just didn't have the trust before.
Well, and Anthony Lynn was talking to us about, listen, he's only been here a little over a year, and he's on his 6th kicker. So we can always blame the kicker. We've got to find another problem. And so he made the change at holder, which ultimately meant the punter's job.
It has not been peaches and cream for the Chargers in the kicking game. And 2 extra points and a field goal last week made up Coach Lynn's mind for him.
Yeah, it doesn't take that much. You know what I mean? when those things. But normally, like I said, normally the kicker goes, but in this case it was the holder, and a great choice. Good move by Tommy Telesco and Coach Lynn.
First down for the Raiders from their own 25-yard line. Quick pass complete to the far side, Jordy Nelson. And Derek Carr, as we said, performing very well. 7 interceptions. He's still completing 71% of his throws. One way or another, the ball's not hitting the ground much.
Well, that's what we talked to Melvin Ingram this week. We said, what about getting pressure? You got these young tackles you're going to go against. He said, listen, Derek Carr doesn't hang on to the ball long. He gets rid of it quick. We're just going to have to stay consistent with our rush and hopefully get there on the times he does decide to hold it longer.
Marshawn Lynch on 2nd and 5. Fights his way for a first down across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
He is amazing. He's one of the best all time at yards after contact. He's hit on the line of scrimmage and gets a first down.
Well, at 32 years old, he's not slowing down. It just seems like he continues to run hard, and it's going to take more than one guy to bring him down.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Of the guys entering this week's action, with the most yards after contact. He ranks 4th, and he's the only one in his 30s. Doug Martin in the game for the Raiders in the backfield. Carr over the middle. That is the big tight end, Jared Cook, who is having a whale of a season. Now, as you look at the Raider offense at the bottom of your screen, same problem at tackle. Colton Miller is a terrific left tackle, the rookie first-round pick out of UCLA. At right tackle, injuries have forced Brandon Parker, the rookie from North Carolina A&T, into the starting line.
Well, it's also, we need to point out, Osimile is out today. He's injured and not dressing, so John Feliciano starting at left guard. So a lot of inexperience along that offensive line.
Doug Martin, not much there.
This was an unusual week, too, for the Raiders, coming off the Browns game in overtime, 98 plays. They did not practice. They only had 2 walkthroughs with these 2 young tackles. And that's huge for your blitz pickup. And Derek Carr talked about that yesterday.
Just the mental aspect of understanding who you got, what assignments, twists and stunts. The Chargers like to do a lot of that with their defensive front. They move Ingram around, they move him side to side. Bosa's not playing today, he's been hurt. But just the fact that they like to shuffle things up makes protection harder as you see Carr getting them set.
Jalen Richard in the backfield on 3rd and 3. Carr pulls it down and then goes down. Melvin Ingram.
The 3.
That's one of those situations where the chip hurt. The tackle had him blocked, and the halfback chipped him, and he spun off inside and got the sack.
Loss of 7 on the play, and that'll bring the punting unit on.
Ingram coming from the left of the screen. He does a spin move on Miller, and as you just said, Coach, the chip kind of threw the balance of it off, and the pressure coming from the right side. Carr had to step up and nowhere to go.
Desmond King is deep. This is the rookie punter, Johnny Townsend. Returnable from the 15. And King looks like about a 5-yard return. 6 yards make it after a 49-yard punt. Wayne Harris with the stop. Phillip Rivers in the offense taking the field once again. We come back right after this.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Corona Extra. Find your beach. United States Air Force. Experience more at airforce.com. And by Verizon. The best unlimited is on Verizon, America's most awarded network.
That is beautiful Manhattan Beach. If you look closely, you can see every single member of our crew out there. 3-0 Chargers. Their ball at their own 21-yard line.
380! Cut!
Play fake to Gordon, and the flip to Gordon out of the backfield. 25, 30. Coach, let's talk about your game plan for the day.
Yeah, for the Oakland Raiders, first thing, they got to keep the momentum from last week and keep that offense clicking. So far, they didn't get to the good start they've been getting in the first few games, and they got to stop this running game. The Chargers, get them one-dimensional, get after Phillip Rivers and Ken Wisenhunt, offensive coordinator. Stay balanced, doing a great job defensively. Load up that front and stop Marshawn Lynch and get after the quarterback.
That's all they have to do?
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
It's an easy game.
Come over and block it. 380! Cut!
This is Gordon for maybe 2. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, Coach, you just brought up Ken Wisenhunt and the job he's done as offensive coordinator. Getting an opportunity to work with Phillip is a big plus. Obviously, the relationship that they have and game planning, getting things ready. But I talked to him a little bit before the game down on the field, and he was just saying the development of Eckler and Gordon, that combination of running backs. Also, the way Mike Williams has evolved from year 1 to year 2, it's just all of a sudden more weapons for Rivers at his disposal.
This is Gordon to about the 37.
You know, and very seldom do you find wide receivers who buy into the running game. And Keenan Allen talked about it yesterday. or Friday with us about blocking and the whole room blocking, helping the running game get going, which allows this deep ball passing game, which they love to do. They love to play action going deep.
Well, and you know that as a play caller, if you have unselfish players that are willing to commit to the run game, help out with that because they know it's going to turn around and help them in the pass game, makes it much easier as a play caller.
Here's a 3rd and 4. Rivers over the middle. Keenan Allen complete inside the 45 to the 44 and a first down.
Again, great job by Keenan Allen getting in that deep inside zone.
You got the sit down. Keenan Allen's going to come up and he's going to work his way into the middle. Watch with that sit down route how the coverage is going to dictate, and then there's that window right behind Rivers. Let's go with the ball before Allen even comes out of the cut. Perfectly placed, perfectly timed.
Set. Right, hey, I think you have pressure coming over there. Hey, ZB Tiger, 55. ZB Tiger, 55's mine. Express. Set.
This is Gordon. How about the conversation that Philip Rivers is having at the line of scrimmage?
Yeah, I think the young tackle missed it because he turned the defensive end flat loose in the hole right there. I don't think he knew what that meant.
Well, I think a lot of times you hear quarterbacks at the line of scrimmage, some of the stuff they say is just sugar, right? It's just, they're just messing with the defense. That one wasn't. You could tell there was meaning to that, the way he was turning around communicating. And Express obviously was telling him, hey, we got to get the ball snapped because the play clock's getting down.
Yeah, what's not hard to understand about it? There's pressure coming from over there. This is a 2nd and 10. And that one tipped at the line of scrimmage and falls incomplete. P.J. Hall getting a big hand up. The rookie out of Sam Houston State. And it'll be 3rd and 10.
Philip really animated there about with Mike Williams.
Well, you can see the Raiders were bringing linebacker pressure. They're bringing a safety pressure with Reggie Nelson coming in, and leaves a lot of one-on-ones across the board.
Antonio Gates comes off the bench and onto the field, number 85. In his 16th season, one of the great tight ends. Quick pass. This is Allen, and Allen hit and dropped immediately by Daryl Worley, who was just activated this week.
As you mentioned, Greg, Worley just brought up from the practice squad, dips right underneath the block of Williams and is able to get in around Allen's legs for the tackle. No gain.
Yeah, just when I'm bragging about the wide receivers doing the blocking, they don't block for each other.
Donnie Jones to kick it away. Dwayne Harris is deep. Pretty short. Harris makes the fair catch at about the 17-yard line. Just a 28-yard punt. And Derek Carr will go to work in pretty good field position. When we come back, it's 3-0 Chargers, and this is the NFL on CBS. 3:29 to play here in the first. 3-0 Chargers, and a ton of Raider fans on hand for this game. From the 18, Carr throwing the quick slant, and that's complete. Right at the first down marker. Tonight on CBS, see why critics are calling the new drama God Friended Me heartwarming and a truly original story. God Friended Me, tonight after 60 minutes only. CBS. That pass good enough for a first down, so this is first down now from the 28. Marshawn Lynch straight ahead. Bulls his way across the 30 to about the 33-yard line for a gain of 5.
Well, we've talked about the weapons that Philip Rivers has at his disposal, but bringing over Jordy Nelson to help with this passing game, it has helped a lot. The development, and we've talked about Jared Cook, what he's done from he's coming into today, leading the NFL in touchdown and receiving yards. Amari Cooper having an outstanding season. 21 catches, 270 yards coming into today. So Carr has plenty of weapons, and then don't forget 2-4 in the backfield back
Yeah,
there.
they've got 3 receivers over 250 yards.
Carr over the middle. Jordy Nelson. Nelson across midfield. Nelson inside the 40 and out of bounds. Run out of bounds by the rookie Derwin James. Ball will be spotted at the 38-yard line, a 29-yard pickup.
Jordy Nelson maybe still doesn't have the speed and acceleration that he did a few years ago, but he knows how to get open. He can definitely catch the ball. And his yards after catch, working with the field, it's
still one of the best. And,
great addition.
Yeah, I mean, he knows how to get open, like you said. He could great feel for zone coverage. Again, all set up, pounding that ball with Marshawn Lynch. Come right back at the play action.
Sutton! Blue Raiders! Sutton!
Carr down the sideline. It is caught by Martavis Bryant. Out of bounds at about the 11 or 12-yard line.
One-on-one with press coverage. Derek Carr, there wasn't a lot of thinking to this. I'm just taking the matchup that I like. I've got a big, tall, fast guy one-on-one, and even though Hayward's a heck of a corner, put together a couple great years back-to-back, that's a matchup as a quarterback. Speed and size, that helps.
Yeah, Martavis got off with a little long arm on him, too. That was a really good job, a great throw.
1 minute to play in the first. This is Lynch. Lynch pulls his way inside the 10. The ball came loose. The ball came loose. The Chargers say they have it, but it looks like it's going to be whistled down at about the 7-yard line.
Yeah, this has been a point of emphasis of blowing whistles dead. But Marshawn got caught last week, got all upset because he moves the pile and breaks tackles. Yeah, he's down all the way, and they pull the ball out. But the referees want to have a quick whistle, but Marshawn's one of those guys, hey, don't give it to me.
2nd and 2.
Monday, Sutton! Blue Raiders! Sutton!
Lynch again to the 5. And it looks like that'll be enough for a 1st and goal. We'll see as the clock continues to move. It is a 1st down, and that will be the last play of the first quarter. We played 15 minutes here in Southern California. Chargers lead, Raiders threatening when we come back.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Snickers. You're off your game when you're hungry. Eat a Snickers. And by AT&T. More for your thing. That's our thing.
That sign tells you what neck of the woods we're in as we start the second quarter. 3-0 Chargers. Derek Carr got a lot of offensive weapons here. Throwing, end zone, incomplete. Intended for the tight end, Jared Cook.
Appeared to force that one in, Trent. You know, as well as he's playing, he's thrown some ill-advised interceptions this year. And, you know, he loves Jared Cook and what he's bringing, but I think he kind of forced that one in a little bit.
He loved him too much on that one. The Chargers knew it. They had 3 defenders going that way, and unfortunately for Derek Carr, Derek Carrier was working underneath. The other tight end that was working the drag route sat down right in the middle where those defenders vacated, and had he worked to that second progression, would have had a touchdown.
First incomplete pass of the day thrown by Derek Carr. We get a whistle. And a false start.
False start. Offense. Number 76. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That is John Feliciano, as we mentioned earlier, filling in on the offensive line.
Well, if there's one thing that really just irks you as a coach, you got 1st and goal on the 5. Now you're end up 2nd and 10 because of a pre-snap penalty. I know the guy hasn't started, but you got to sit in there and let him use his hard count.
8th play of this drive. 2nd and goal from the 10. Carr at the 5 finds Cook, and Cook still on his feet. And going to be marked down at the 12.
type of season that Jared Cook is having, you can understand why there's going to be so much of a focus defensively on trying to stop him. Derwin James, we haven't talked much about the rookie having an outstanding season. He comes driving up from the end zone and knocks him back.
Yeah, that's one tackle he wish he hadn't broken. The ball would have been on the 5.
Derwin James knocked a guy back who's 6'5", 254. And we're getting a challenge here. Is he spotting the football, you think?
I think he's looking for forward progress.
Yeah, and once he disengaged with the runner and broke the tackle, he's a new runner. So I don't think they're going to get that 5 yards back.
I agree with what your point, Coach, was because he did reestablish himself and start going, that resets the forward progress.
Challenge by Oakland on the play. 3rd down.
Yeah, that's a great job by the officials when they let you know that, first of all, you're not going to win and tell you can't challenge it.
Derwin James is a 6'2", 215-pound rookie, their first-round draft pick out of Florida State. And he moved Jared Cook back about 4 or 5 yards.
He has been extremely impressive. One of the most impressive safeties as a rookie I've seen in a long time.
3rd and goal.
He's leading the team in tackles, got 3 sacks, interception. He's been doing everything for him.
And Derek Carr wants a timeout. So we'll take a timeout, as they do, and back in 30 seconds after this from Lowe's. So the Raiders use their first timeout. 14:06 to play here in the first half. Carr comes back onto the field looking at a 3rd and goal from the 12-yard line. As we said, he's got a lot of choices throwing the football, including Jalen Richard out of the backfield. Carr to Richard, and Richard wrapped up before he reaches the 5-yard line. Derwin James making the stop. So now onto the field comes the Oakland field goal unit. We were talking about the Chargers and their situation. How about 3 rookies on your special teams?
Yeah, in the first month of the season, you lose your snapper and your kicker. I mean, this John Gruden, he's going to lose a lot of his hair pretty soon if this keeps happening to him.
Welcome back to the NFL, Coach.
Yes,
Here we go.
24-yard field goal attempt. And the kick is good. 13:23 to play. Second quarter, we're tied at 3. 10-play, 77-yard drive, and Matt McCrane finished it off with a 24-yard field goal, and we're tied at 3. Desmond King standing in the end zone for the Chargers.
Well, McCrane's come up big here the last couple weeks, the rookie out of K-State. With the winner last week, get that victory against Cleveland,
yes,
and then
indeed.
Getting things started off today.
Desmond King's been a bright spot for George Stewart, all special teams coordinator, on his returns.
On the run at the 7-yard line, slips a couple of tackles, but is brought down just shy of the 25-yard line, 16-yard return. And once again, Philip Rivers back to work on the offense, and he's just been something. Look at the consecutive starts by active quarterbacks, and he shows the way. This is number 197 consecutive regular season starts.
Well, to continue to move up the passing chart the way he has, he's now passed John Elway into 8th all-time. You have to be a really, really good player, and you have to have some really good fortune in terms of staying healthy, and he's done a tremendous job at taking care of himself and gets the ball out of his hands quickly, doesn't take a lot of sacks.
This is Gordon. Gordon, nowhere to go, can't turn the corner, is dropped inside the 20-yard line. Let's check in with Melanie.
Well, Greg, Anthony Lynn said that Philip Rivers almost seems younger this season. When we asked him about it, he said he's done some kickboxing this summer, but Philip Rivers said, in a weird way, as much as I love San Diego, the move and change of scenery has given me a boost. He's so excited about this team. He loves the mix of veterans and young guys, and he said it's so nice to have another year where he didn't have a lingering injury. So in January, he felt so good, he was saying, all right, when can we go again?
Yeah, Melanie, he's kind of like a kid out there. He's having fun. Rivers with all kinds of time and then flips to Gordon out of the backfield, and Gordon going to be stood up at about the 28-yard line by Tahir Whitehead.
Yeah, the Raiders going to a soft zone. I think Phillip want to take that downtown. It's one of those touchdown checkdowns. Look deep, and Melvin Gordon, who's turned himself into a heck of a receiver, gets 10 yards and gets him in a good manageable third down distance.
Well, that's the smart thing. You look upfield, you don't get it, as you said, Coach, and then check it down. Get part of that chunk back to make this more manageable, as you said, on third down.
Austin Eckler into the game in the backfield on 3rd and 6.
Space 50, space 59, space 50.
That pass is complete, and that's Antonio Gates. But he can't get it much beyond the 30-yard line, and that'll bring on the punting unit. Eric Harris came up from his safety position. How about Antonio Gates in his 16th season out of Kent State?
Yeah, Harris did a good job. Antonio, he's like, hit, that's automatic money. Trying on his stick route, he jammed him, kept him short of the sticks.
Well, and Hunter Henry, his injury early in the preseason is what facilitated Gates coming back. He was retired.
What a kick by Donnie Jones. Fielded by Dwayne Harris, looking for running room. Won't find any, and goes down at about the 11-yard line. Booming kick by 38-year-old Donnie Jones, 55 yards, 3-3. Well, this week, the Chargers participated in the Hoag Family Cancer Institute Special Creative Expression class for breast cancer survivors. The class provides patients with an outlet to relieve stress through the creative expression. The class kicked off the Chargers' Crucial Catch campaign and is part of the team's efforts to promote breast cancer awareness. And the NFL and American Cancer Society continuing their longtime partnership on Crucial Catch to help the nation play offense against all types of cancer. Visit NFL.com/Crucial Catch to learn more. Marshawn Lynch brought down by Melvin Ingram.
Well, it's funny, Trent, we expected an offensive shootout, and both defenses showed up, and the special teams, which were big question marks for both teams, have done a great job so far in this game.
Really have, and the teams have been able to move the ball, but as you said, they've been keeping them out of the end zone, holding both teams as being held to a field goal, and it really has. I was expecting more of a wide open, spread it out. We were going to see tons of yards in the air, and there's always the second half, but so far a really good football game.
Penalty markers fly on 2nd and 6. This is Marshawn Lynch, and Lynch out close to the 20-yard line. And we will check the flag.
Illegal formation, offense. Number 75 was lined up in the backfield. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
That's the rookie Brandon Parker. Well, I keep going back to what John Gruden told us about how with all the injuries he suffered, he really couldn't even conduct a practice session the way he wanted to this week.
Yeah, the 98 plays that they had in the last game, and then the guys were just beat, so they had to go walkthroughs both practices.
Oh, with all kinds of time. Now over the middle, complete to Lynch, and Lynch to about the 13-yard line.
Melvin Ingram plays with such speed and such violence. You're going to see Legit in the middle of the screen, push the pile, and all of a sudden Carr gets out there. Watch it from the backside. Ingram comes in. I thought he was going to come in and knock that ball loose because Lynch didn't realize he was back there in hot pursuit.
Probably any other back than Marshawn Lynch, that ball was coming out.
Here's a 3rd and 8 now. Raiders 0 for 2 on 3rd down so far today. Penalty markers again, and Carr had to just throw that one away.
Well, I can't believe they didn't stop it because there was movement by Parker at right tackle before the snap even happened. So maybe they're going to get Ingram with jumping into the zone to make him move, but usually on something like that, they blow the whistle.
Yeah, if you're standing up, there's no flinching to draw a guy off sides, you know, so unless he leaned into the neutral zone.
before the ball was snapped. Neutral zone infraction, defense. 5-yard penalty, remains third down.
Well, if he announces that it's a, watch Ingram, he's the one in motion there, 54. You'll see him, he jumps up. You can see the flinch there by the right tackle, Parker. If you're going to throw that flag and call that, you got to blow the whistle and stop the play, right? But
yes, indeed.
Here we go, another crack at a third down for the Raiders.
Carr escapes the pressure, throws it deep down the sideline. Incomplete. Penalty marker down at midfield. Trevor Williams defending Seth Roberts on the play.
I don't know, I didn't see it, Coach. It would have had to happen earlier in the route.
There is no foul on the play. Fourth down.
That's a really good job by the crew getting together. One guy thought he saw the penalty, and they got together, picked it up. It was great defensive play, and really good job by Gus Bradley. He's got this little spinner package. You don't never know where Melvin Ingram's going to line up in this defense to rush the passer, and then bringing Derwin James off the other side. So really good job by Gus.
Gus Bradley, defensive coordinator for the Chargers.
That was Trevor Williams on the breakup I mentioned earlier. Casey Hayward against Martavis Bryant. It was actually Williams that got beat on that play, and Hayward has been matched up with Amari Cooper. Anytime they're in man-to-man, that's who he's been fouling.
Here's Desmond King. Right up the middle of the field. Couldn't quite get to midfield. He's going to be stopped at about the 49-yard line. 49-yard punt, 17-yard return. About 8.5 to play in the first half.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Modelo Especial, brewed with a fighting spirit since 1925. Pizza Hut, official pizza sponsor of the NFL. And by the Ford F-150, it doesn't just raise the bar, it is the bar.
That's the Hollywood Walk of Fame with stars across both sides of Hollywood Boulevard and Vine. And yeah, that's real. They say 2 stars are added to the Walk of Fame each month. You're going to run out of stars or real estate first?
380. Got.
Phillip Rivers, far side of the field, and just couldn't connect with Austin Eckler. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Coach, I don't know about you, but you could see with the way that the defense was dropping back in their coverage, getting so soft, it was immediately he was going to go out to Eckler, who's having a really good season catching the ball in the back with 13 catches, 163 yards, 2 touchdowns. It's been pretty impressive.
Yeah,
what's not impressive is not getting any third down conversions. That's why he's seeing these drives.
Talking to Keenan Allen, you know, they really thought they could get behind the safeties of the Oakland Raiders with their speed and just haven't been able to show it so far.
This is Gordon. Gordon cannot turn the corner. Eric Harris, Maurice Hurst combining to stop him. And it'll be 3rd and 12. The Bears repeating. We're seeing some defense today we didn't expect to see.
There's no doubt. You know, the Raiders have played great first half defense all year, and the Chargers mix and match, but we'll see how the thing progresses into the second half. But right now, this was a big stop. Getting the ball at the 50-yard line and being 3rd and 12 is not good.
Gonna go deep. Down the near sideline, it is incomplete. Pass intended for Mike Williams, and Marcus Gilchrist, the veteran safety, was there.
Yeah, great job by Gilchrist. Phillip pumped weak, then tried to come back, but he didn't bite on the pump and was there to make the play.
Well, the Raiders just went cover 2. They had a receiver go down the middle of the field to try and hold the safety, to hold Gilchrist, and as you said, pump it. Gilchrist not biting on it, going to the outside, knocking it away.
Just barely got the kick away. Fair catch called for and made inside the 10-yard line by Dwayne Harris. 43-yard punt. Phillip Rivers, in fact, offense all over the field, just not happening so far. A reminder, coming up, the Verizon Halftime Report. JB, Phil, Nate, Boomer, Coach Cowher, latest NFL scores and highlights, all coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. On first down, Marshawn Lynch. Dragged down. These Raiders come into the action today averaging almost 442 yards a game. They have about 102 so far today.
Yeah, I think both teams a little bit, I wouldn't use the word conservative, just protective with these young tackles playing for both teams. Not taking too many shots down the field. We only had 2 20-plus games so far.
And nobody's converting third downs. The Raiders have yet to convert a third down. The Chargers are 1 of 5 on third down, and that goes back to holding on to the football. They're trying to, take care of that protection.
This is Doug Martin, and there's nothing there. Well, you know who's been invisible today? Amari Cooper has been invisible on offense for the Raiders.
Yeah, just 1 catch for 10 yards, and whether only have 10 attempts so far. 8 for 10, but again, third and a little bit long, so see if these guys can hold up at the edges.
Richard Nixon, I'm under center. Set, blue line. What's that?
Penalty markers fly down the near sideline. It is caught by Amari Cooper.
Oh, they got Corey Liuget to jump off sides with the hard count right in the middle of the field. Liuget missed the first 4 games of the season because of a league suspension back today.
Offside. Defense. Nose guard was in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
Yeah, for a veteran defensive lineman, Derek Carr's not under center very often. So he had to be doing something a little bit different. And he jumped in there, faked an audible, used a hard count, and got him offside.
Okay, you guys have to tell me what's real and what isn't. When a quarterback comes up to the line and yells out Richard Nixon, I mean, are we just throwing stuff around now?
Yeah, I think you can buy that. That's sugar.
Okay. Third and 2. And more movement again.
Oh, they just gave it back to him.
Yep. Colton Miller, left tackle.
Ball start. Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
They know him well around here. Their first-round draft pick out of UCLA.
Out at left tackle to the outside. They try the false count. They try the hard count. They do the head bob by Rodney Hudson, the center, and Colton Miller just not on the same page.
Third and 7. Carr going to lob this one down the sideline. It is caught but out of bounds as Jared Cook.
So you notice that check, coach, as soon as Carr saw safety in the middle, press man across the board, he took Jared Cook. He said, hey, move out wide. You could tell that was going to be a jump ball to him, just not.
Yeah, he just didn't give him enough room. You know, he's too close to the sideline to go up and get it and stay in bounds. Saw the Chargers bring in the house, and really good audible, but not great execution.
So Desmond King back at his own 40-yard line. Townsend booms it out of there. King probably across the 45. It's a 46-yard punt and just a 4-yard return, and it'll be timeout on the field. We're back in 30 seconds after this from Farmers Insurance. 6:08 to play in the first half. Raiders 3, Chargers 3.
Set.
Again, great field position again for the Chargers. They got to get some points out of this field position.
Gordon bouncing off of tacklers. We talked about his ability to get yards after contact. Markel Lee finally brought him down.
Well, you think defensive coordinator Paul Guenther had a point of emphasis for the Raiders this week. That was to stop the run, giving up over 200 yards rushing last week against the Browns, and they're not giving up anything. Right now, Melvin Gordon only 8 carries for 21 yards. They haven't been able to establish the run. I think he maybe had a little talk with the defense.
I don't think there's any
we got
doubt.
to have an attitude change.
I don't know if there's such a thing, but that was one heck of a 0-yardage run.
Trent, he got those 21 yards in his first 2 carries. He's getting a little bit more here across midfield. And to the 45-yard line, he's right at the first down marker. We'll see where they spot it.
Well, 2nd and long. Looks like the Chargers going to the draw play. Look like they're anticipating a pass play and instead hit them with that quick draw up the middle.
It'll be 3rd and 1, a short one.
Set. 380.
Gordon and Eckler in the backfield, and the handoff straight ahead to Gordon for the first down.
I don't think they fooled anybody with that one, Trent. I don't think Melvin Gordon's blocking anybody, especially for Eckler. But smart play by Ken Wisenhunt, just pounded up on the wedge ball to the fullback.
Remind me next time we get a chance to talk to Melvin Gordon the last time he was in a 3-point stance. You see him down there? That was didn't catch anybody off guard, but got the first down.
Gordon now at 10 carries for 32 yards. Rivers almost lost control, instead recovers, gives it to Eckler, and Eckler's on the move. 20, 10, touchdown! "44 yards on a snap that Phillip Rivers almost lost completely, recovered in time and got rid of it.
Well, Coach Anthony Lynn said we put this guy in position to be successful. I don't think this was one of them, but that was a great play.
That was the most improbable touchdown pass I could think that Phillip Rivers maybe has ever had, because first of all, about drops the snap. Nobody blocks to the right side. They get pressure through cleanly. Eckler has a free swing out of the backfield. Number one, I don't know how he caught it. Number two, I don't know how he got the ball off without getting hit. And then Eckler doesn't get tackled. Heck of a touchdown for the Chargers.
Extra point is good. Austin Eckler's 3rd receiving touchdown on the season. And the undrafted running back out of Western State in Colorado continues to make his mark for the Chargers.
Almost appeared to be a screen the other way. They didn't even block anybody on the right side of the line. Phillip just did a great job. Said, hey, let me get this out of my hand quick. There's a guy over here. And it ends up being a touchdown.
Markel Lee, I think, was shocked that nobody blocked him. He almost hesitated. It was like, wait a second, somebody's got to be chipping me, or somebody's got to be hitting me from somewhere. And maybe he thought the Rivers was going to drop the ball, so he hesitated to see where it was going to go. And wow.
For Rivers, it's his 12th touchdown pass of the season, against just 2 picks, and with 4:04 to play in the first half, the Chargers grab a 10-3 lead.
Well, sometimes it takes a play like that to get things going, as you know, Coach. It's your offense is dragging a little bit. As you said, they got to take advantage of that good field position. That time they were able to.
Yeah, you design, and then all of a sudden you get one of those, and you go, oh, that's what we should have been doing all along.
That will result in a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25, and we'll remind you Saturday. Best game from the best conference. Georgia heads to Baton Rouge to battle LSU. How about the day LSU had yesterday? The day kicks off with college football today, 3 Eastern on CBS. It didn't come out quite the way they thought a visit to Gainesville would be.
Well, talking with Paul Gunter and John Gruden, the big play has been the nemesis for that defense all year. They play great defense, and then that one big play has been just killing them all year.
On first down, Carr with all kinds of time, right over the middle, and that's complete. That is Martavis Bryant, lost the football. Penalty marker is down. The Chargers recover. Now let's check the flag. Jaleel Adai made the recovery for LA.
No, don't say it. Pass interference, offense, number 12. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a further recovery for a first down.
Hard play fake by Carr, comes off, sets up. This gets to the backside. It's a play widely used around the league where you try the hard play fake and get back to the backside because you can tend to have an opening with the underneath coverage.
Yeah, Jatavius Brown, great hustle. He's made a couple of great hustle plays so far, but that's a big one. Get the ball back inside the 50 again for the offense. I wouldn't be surprised if they go for a strike right now.
First fumble that the Raiders have lost this season.
Set.
Let's see what Phillip Rivers does. End around. Here comes Mike Williams. Williams blocks on the outside. Penalty markers fly as he's knocked out of bounds inside the 30-yard line.
We talked about going for a big play, starting off with the reverse, make that quick change right around midfield. A lot of coaches like jumping on that play.
Illegal block in the back. Offense number 16. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
That's the last thing you want to get is a penalty to start this thing. Yeah, obviously Keenan Allen just pushed him right in the back, and just don't block him. Let him go. A 1-yard gain is better than 1st and 20.
So the line of scrimmage is now the 45 of the Chargers. 3.5 to play in the first half. Rivers on the quick pass over the middle, complete to Keenan Allen. Let's go to Melanie.
Well, Greg, just a quick injury update for you. Raiders defensive end Frosty Rucker is being evaluated for a neck injury. His return is questionable.
All right, Melanie, thank you. Just what John Gruden needs, another
injury,
guy hurt.
Yeah. Especially Frosty Rucker. He's a big leader for that defensive line room. Great job by the Chargers on first down, getting over half of it back.
2nd and 6. Rivers under pressure, got it away. This is Gordon with blockers. Gordon, 20, tripped up and goes down short of the 10-yard line. They're going to mark him down at the 10.
Oh, wow.
After a 34-yard pickup.
And he hits the heel of his own guard. Watch the movement. He's going to bounce back. He's going to come around. Rivers comes through. It's a complete jailbreak up front. Rivers buying time after the play fake, dumps it off. And you get out in space. And unfortunately for the Chargers,
this is one of the situations. Just get out of the way. Let me run for a touchdown, please.
Dan Feeney's trying to get out in front and get the block, and Ingram tries cutting off the backside, and they just click heels. So
great intentions, right?
Yeah.
Great intent, but then you end up falling on the 10-yard line. So you
Right.
got 1st and goal on the 10, as far as the ways you can get.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. Chargers, 10-3 lead, looking for more.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Gain. Seriously good scent. And by Lowe's.
Some of the main elements of the doghouse have made the trip down here to Los Angeles. The black hole, excuse me. I think I'm all dazzled by the Cleveland Browns win today.
Well, late substitution. Antonio Gates, the red zone man, just came into the huddle.
Gates on the near side of the field. The pitch for Gordon. Gordon to the 5, down to about the 1.
Again, good job by the imagination of Ken Whisenhunt in this run game. Antonio Gates getting out front. Doing a heck of a job.
Oakland uses its second timeout to stop the clock at 1:46. A reminder once again, the Verizon halftime report upcoming with all the guys back in New York with NFL scores and highlights coming up on the Verizon halftime report. It's amazing to watch Melvin Gordon play. This is a kid who came into the league. He tended to fumble every once in a while. He couldn't catch a ball out of the backfield, and he's improved in both areas.
Yeah, you know, he didn't have anything operated on this year in the offseason. He's healthy the whole offseason. got to work on his hands and just done a great job of becoming a wide receiver, running back that can catch screens. But boy, he's running better than I think I've ever seen him run, Trent.
Well, and it doesn't hurt that he's got a running back across town in Gurley that came out in the same draft class, and they're kind of comparing each other. And yeah. I'm sure they check each other's stats quite a bit.
Melvin Ingram is in on offense, and the give is to Ingram. And is he short of the goal line? No signal yet. So Melvin, the defensive end, that's 6'2", 247. And Oakland uses a third and final timeout with 1:42 to play.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. It looks like his legs were still turning. Couldn't see when his knee came down.
Yeah, it's unusual to bring a guy in that never carries the ball and give him the football when you have a great running back behind him, and a guy that just doesn't handle him. That play happens so fast. A lot of times that could be a turnover.
3rd and goal.
Well, Derek Watts in the game playing the traditional fullback now in front of Gordon.
This is Gordon, and Gordon for the touchdown. Gordon with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. He has 42 yards rushing today, 53 on the receiving end.
It's going to be a run to the right side. You'll see the collapse of the right side of the line. Markel Lee had a chance there, right in the hole, unblocked, so he can go one-on-one, and Gordon just cuts back.
Extra point is good, and with 1:39 to play here in the first half, the Chargers have opened up a 17-3 lead.
Good job of John Gruden using his timeouts to save 1:39 for his offense.
6 plays, 48 yards. And we'll see what Derek Carr can do with no timeouts left to him to use.
Trent, I didn't think I'd ever see Phillip Rivers run down and get into an end zone celebration. He talked about how much fun he's having playing with these young players. He ran in and got in the picture celebration.
Well, it is. As you get up in your career, you're trying to figure out ways to adapt and have a communication with the young guys in the locker room. And he talked about how that's re-energized him a bit, is getting to know some of these guys, and not only the move up here to LA, but the infusion of young talent on this roster.
Dwayne Harris will not get a chance to return this one, and so the ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And here comes Carr.
Well, now the Raiders have to respond. They had the short field, short field, so the Chargers, the Los Angeles Chargers, got the touchdown, and then the turnover by the Raiders gave the Chargers great field position once again, and they took advantage of that field position. So now, with 1:39 and a half, Carr and the Raiders have to respond. You knew it was going to happen at some point in time.
Oh, we had a pool goal.
Oh, yes. So I lost.
45 points on the board last week's Oakland, looking at just 3 on the scoreboard here in the first half today. Carr on the move, throws it, completes it. Seth Roberts.
Well, it's a great job by Derek Carr, because these tackles are putting to the test right now.
Excellent job by Carr, keeping his eyes upfield, keeping his shoulders turned so he can make an accurate throw up the field.
We were talking with Derek Carr. You know, you probably can't allow yourself to think about it, but if you think about it, you got 2 rookie tackles out there.
Yeah, and it's a known passing situation now, so it's a little different for them.
On first down, short pass, and this is Jalen Richard, and Richard trying to break away.
Again, great job by Derwin James, rookie safety, reading that screen, beating the block, and turn it into a negative play.
Loss of 2, 2nd and 12. That's Richard out of the backfield and hit awfully hard by Denzel Perryman. Pick up before, so it's 3rd and 8.
Don't see a sense of urgency by the Raiders here in their 2-minute offense, walking back.
Carr throws. This is Cook, and Cook gets himself a first down just inside the 45-yard line. Now they've got to hustle to the line as we get under a half a minute to play.
Well, the tempo changes on that. Did you see how the Raiders were just kind of walking around? Well, it's 3rd and 10. We don't know what's going to happen. And then next thing you know, you get the first down. Cook does a tremendous job of running over the tackle of Phillips to get that first down. And
yeah, now they're flying back, get the ball killed.
That was the first 3rd down conversion all day by the Oakland offense. That pass over the middle, complete inside the 40-yard line to Roberts. 15 seconds. And once again, Carr spikes the football and stops the clock.
I don't know how you spike it on 3rd down. You're not in field goal range. You got 11 seconds. You should have had 2 plays called in the huddle or another. Get the ball to the line of scrimmage and try to throw it out.
Well, and if you're going to spike it, you take it down to 4 seconds and spike it.
Right.
You don't spike it with 11 seconds left. So crazy things happen. But now all of a sudden they're going to have to attempt to. What's it going to end up being? 57?
McCrane is going to line this one up from 57 yards.
We just showed on that graphic a minute ago, 54 is his longest back in college.
Straight enough. Not long enough.
Well, and with 6 seconds left, now Phillip Rivers has a chance to throw a jump ball if they decide to do so.
Well,
good
by much.
6 seconds. I don't know if they can get enough yards to try a field goal, but if they can work the sideline or they can throw something quick over the middle, call timeout, and try a field goal themselves.
Raiders drop 3 defensive backs deep.
Hey, just find a way. Speed. Speed. Find a way. Space 51.
And the timeout is called by the Chargers. They're first. Interesting audio from Phillip Rivers, huh? Space and find a way.
Just find a way to find that zone.
And speed.
And I would think the 40-yard line gives them a chance with Caleb Sturgis. So 12-yard gain in 6 seconds with a timeout is doable.
So what are you thinking? Hit a quick slant, take a couple steps, slide, and call timeout?
Yeah, get it to that field goal range if you can, and any kind of dig, anything going inside, you can use your timeout. Immediately go down in the huddle. You're telling them right now, alert down, timeout.
Hey, you got me. You fair. Yeah. You got it by yourself, Delta.
Quick pass over the middle, and he goes down, and they will stop the clock with a timeout. And 1 second showing. Tyrell Williams. I imagine that's a heck of an urge for a receiver when you have that much running room to just go down and give yourself up.
Yeah, it was good play by Keenan or Tyrell Williams of exactly what you're talking about. I don't know if they got far enough for field goal range, but they definitely got in Hail Mary range.
Well,
And
I would have liked to have seen him plant his foot in the ground once he catches it and get up the field. He ran across the field too much before he went down, and if he had planted that foot and got upfield 5 or 6 yards, then maybe he could have they could have tried for the field goal. But instead, now they're going to launch one, leaving Rivers on the field.
So Keenan Allen and Mike Williams to the right.
Run 180 wide.
And now Jeremy Davis joins them on that side of the field.
The tallest guy is right there, Williams in the middle.
Rivers going to reach the end zone. Incomplete.
Well, you're not going to believe this. Bruce Irvins just flipped Phillip Rivers with a shot, late shot. So it's going to be a 15-yard penalty. They're going to get a field goal attempt.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 51. 15-yard penalty will extend
That
the
made
half.
no sense. The ball was clearly gone. Took 2 steps, hit him up high around the neck. That's just not smart football.
No, those type of penalties have been plaguing the Raiders for years.
That guy's not pleased.
The half is over, and now you're giving them a shot at a very makeable field goal just from a lack of discipline.
This will be 48 yards. Caleb Sturgis. He was good from 49. Just pulled it to the left. I bet it doesn't save Bruce Irvin a lecture, though.
No, I would think not. And the captain of the defense, you got to be smarter than that.
So Sturgis pulled it just a bit, and we go down to Melanie.
Coach, a lot of inexperience along your offensive line today, and your rookie tackles have been put to the test. How would you grade out their performance so far in the first half?
Well, we got to play a lot better. Obviously, we get the ball to start the third quarter, but we've had some penalties. We've had some horrible field position, and got to credit San Diego or LA. We're a lot better than that.
They looked like your defense came to play, but then they gave up 2 quick touchdowns. What changed defensively?
Well, just a broken play, really, the first one, and then we got Gordon loose on a screen. Got to do a lot better job tackling in space.
Thanks, Coach. Back to you guys.
All right, Melanie, thank you. And thank you, Coach. 17-3 Chargers at halftime. And our halftime from New York is next after these first half highlights from Verizon and a word from your local station.
Want more stats? Hey Siri, who leads the league in touchdowns?
Welcome back, everyone. 17-3 Chargers leading the Raiders. Greg Gumbel, Bruce Arians, Trent Green. What are the Chargers talking? I mean, the Raiders. What are they talking about? How do they get back into this?
Well, stop giving up the big play. That's been their problem all season, giving up chunk plays for touchdowns.
And I think offensively, you need to start getting first downs. You need to run the ball better. They haven't been able to establish the run when you've got some offensive linemen, a new right tackle, and a rookie, and then a new left guard. You've got to establish some run.
Dwayne Harris with the bring back and tackled, and a little bit of a confrontation on the field. Doesn't amount to much. Let's check in with Melanie.
Thank you, Greg. Well, I just spoke with head coach Anthony Lynn. I first asked him about that play with Melvin Ingram going in as the ball carrier, and he said with the caliber of athlete that he is, we wanted to give him the opportunity to go in there and try and punch the ball in for us. He's very pleased defensively. His team's getting off the field on third down, and he said we're starting to get into a rhythm offensively. We just need to settle down, run the ball efficiently, and let the passing game complement it, Greg.
All right, Melanie, thank you. Marshawn Lynch in the backfield as the Raiders start from their own 27-yard line. And this is Lynch. And if he gains anything, it'll be about a yard. Ingram, Perryman combining for the stop as you look at the first half numbers. And keep in mind, these Raiders have not been great in the second half of any of the games that they've played so far this season.
Well, I think if you look at those numbers, Gus Bradley, defensive coordinator for the Chargers, has to be excited about what his crew's been able to do limiting this Raiders offense. But I like how they come out in the first play. They run the ball. They need to establish some of that, get things moving downhill, and then that will open up the passing game.
Carr. Pass intended for Doug Martin, incomplete. Talking about that running game getting going, Marshawn Lynch, just 7 carries for 29 yards.
Yeah, the Charger defense has been doing a great job of gang tackling, getting a bunch of guys to the football and bringing him down, not giving him a chance to break contact and get those extra yards. Big third down for the Raiders for sure.
Raiders just 1 for 6 on third down so far today. Carr going down at the 19-yard line. Darius Philon, number 93. His first sack of the season.
Well, and that's the problem when you're dealing with some new offensive linemen, is how is the pass protection going to hold up? Most of the time, Carr gets rid of the ball so quickly, but when you're on third and extra long like they were, you need to hang on there further so receivers can get downfield. No time for Carr to get rid of the ball.
Yeah, and talking to John Gruden, they were really concerned with Derwin James. He faked the blitz off the other side, then he dropped into coverage. I think it surprised everybody.
Desmond King. Chance for a return here from his own 30. Tripped up as he crossed the 35 and got close, and a loose football. And there are penalty markers down. Derek Carrier made the initial hit for the Raiders. This ball is still going to belong to the Chargers. And let's check the flag.
Well, the flag's on the far side of the field where right in front of the Raiders bench, and before the whistle was blown, a number of the Raiders defenders were already running out onto the field.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Return team. 10-yard penalty. Los Angeles ball, first down. Timeout.
So with 13-17 to play, that is settled. This will back the Chargers up a bit. We'll be back after this. Cornerback Casey Hayward being worked on the sideline, assuring us that all is well.
That's funny. He gave us the thumbs up.
55. 55.
So first down for the Chargers from their own 26-yard line. This is Gordon. Gordon to about the 30. He's had an interesting first half, hasn't he?
Well, coming into this game, he's had such an outstanding season, both running and catching the ball here, getting out in open space, and the screen worked beautifully. Gets tripped up before he gets in the end zone, but then he gets it into the end zone. So good job up front by the guys. He's got 13 carries, 46 yards in that touchdown we just saw.
And as we said in the first half, he just continues to improve in all areas of the game. Rivers throwing, got his man out to the 45-yard line. Catch is made by Mike Williams.
Another really good job of what we used to call a control route. You hook a guy up underneath at 5 or 6, bring a dig in over the top. And Phillip Rivers is one of the best there is at just finding that. Looking down, throwing up high. Mike Williams going up nice and catching that one.
It's good for a 16-yard gain. Advances the Chargers to the 46.
Nelson was a little slow getting up, but that just goes to show you the development that Mike Williams has in this offense. Another year in it. A year ago only played 10 games because of injuries, but just feels a lot more comfortable sitting in that zone, being on the same page as Rivers.
Gordon for not much in the middle. Mike Williams is another guy, injury in his past has gotten better this season.
Oh, there's no doubt, you're high with top 10 pick. And in talking to Keenan Allen, it was just one of those things. You drop a ball early in your career and you start holding your breath. And Keenan's like, he saw it, took him aside, said, look, we've been playing backyard football all our life. Just go out and catch it like you always did. He caught a couple big balls in practice, and again, the confidence started, and he's playing really, really well now.
2nd and 9. Rivers, Keenan Allen, middle of the field, inside the 40. Close to the 35, they'll mark it down at the 36, but another first down for the Chargers.
Well, Leon Hall is one-on-one with Keenan Allen, man-to-man across the board because the Raiders decide to blitz. They blitz the linebackers. That leaves an open window inside. Inside receiver clears it out. Allen comes underneath. Rivers gets rid of the ball quickly. First down, Chargers.
Yeah, the Raiders had an unblocked blitzer, but he just couldn't get there in time.
Stay out there, you got it.
Allen 12-16 receiving for 187 yards and a touchdown. Gordon. You know, talking about the catches that Keenan Allen made at practice on Friday. He must have thrown almost as many passes from the quarterback position as Phillip Rivers did. We were joking with him about being a wannabe quarterback, and I asked him if there are any plays in the playbook for him to throw the ball. He said 2.
Yeah, he's their emergency quarterback, and you know, for me, a long time ago, it was Hines Ward and Antoine Randall L. But you only dress 2 quarterbacks. You got to have a 3rd one just in case.
5-9.
Nice nickname too.
Set. 380. Get.
Rivers batted at the line, and it falls incomplete.
Raiders doing a good job because Keenan Allen told us they had 3 or 4 plays they wanted to cross the field deep against the speed of the safeties of the Raiders, and the Raiders have done a great job of taking that away. Going to make them dump it down. Ball gets batted down, but that was another one of those big shots that the Chargers were hoping to get in.
You're talking about the lack of speed in the Raiders secondary.
Yes, indeed, yeah.
Rivers now 12 of 17 throwing the ball.
So 3rd and 10, you can either be aggressive and blitz and try and knock the Chargers out of field goal range, or you can sit back and try and prevent them from getting the first down.
Rivers on the move, throws, got his man inside the 25-yard line. Spinning to the 21 is Antonio Gates.
Well, and that's what you're always susceptible to, is when you decide to rush 3, drop 8 into coverage. If you don't get to the quarterback, a quarterback like Phillip Rivers, who can buy time, he slides up in the pocket, uses his vision, wants to throw to his left, but realizes the pressure from Irving is coming to buy his time and just continues to look upfield. Gates is on the backside. He's not even part of the read, but because of that escapability that Rivers showed with only 3 people rushing, he finds him for the first down.
Antonio Gates pressed back into duty after the injury to Hunter Henry early on. Gordon trying to shake tacklers as he ducks inside the 20 to about the 18, and the penalty marker on the play.
You can show
Holding, offense, number 85, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
So the penalty is on Gates. He said a little while ago that the Raiders have not been great in the second half. They've had their struggles.
Yeah, they're averaging giving them 20 points a game or more in the second half, and they're not off to a very good start right here. Obviously, the penalty helped a bunch, though.
So it's 1st and 20. Play fake. Rivers throws far side. That's complete to Gordon out of the backfield and out of bounds inside the 25-yard line.
Yeah, again, Trent, hard play action, going for the touchdown, and the Raider defense is staying back, throwing it underneath. Nice pickup. Got 9 of it back.
That's a smart decision by Rivers, as you said. Came off the hard play fake, looked up the field, had 2 guys down the field. Nowhere to throw it to him. Just come down to your check down, make this a manageable, more manageable second long.
2nd and 11. They need the 11-yard line for a first down. Gordon shakes a tackler and gets to the 20, where Marcus Gilchrist makes the stop. So it'll be 3rd and 9. Now this is a big defensive down for the Oakland Raiders.
There is no doubt. You do not want to drop this thing. You know, any points by the Chargers puts it in a 3-possession game for their offense. But they need a sack here or something big. Looks like they're coming with a lot of pressure.
Eckler is in the backfield on 3rd and 9. And we have movement on the front line.
Neutral zone infraction, defense, number 92, 5-yard penalty. It remains 3rd down.
That penalty is on the rookie P.J. Hall. That's the 5th Oakland penalty of the day. Sorry, Trent.
Yeah, P.J. Hall's the one that moves.
Yeah, Mike Pouncey got him with a flinch on the hard count.
Got him with that veteran lean.
Yes,
you see the
did.
lean with the little flinch, and
that's one of the
didn't
things.
pick it up.
That's one of the things when you put the umpire in the backfield, they don't. Where he used to be behind the center, in front of the center, you can see that.
Across the middle, that catch is made by Mike Williams, but he's going to be short of a first down. And Anthony Lynn immediately goes with the field goal attempt. Would you give any thought to going for the first down here or the touchdown?
No, you need these points. Again, get that 3-possession lead. The way your defense is playing, get points out of every drive.
I agree with you, Coach. I think you have to kick the field goal, make it a 3-possession game, and until the Raiders prove that they can do something offensively, I think this is the right choice.
Sturgis from 30, and it's perfect. 6:05 to play. Third quarter, 20-3. Chargers.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by McDonald's new Trick Treat Win Game. No purchase necessary. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by FedEx, possibilities, what we deliver by delivering.
Nice skyline, the city of Los Angeles. On a beautiful afternoon. Got nice weather all weekend. Low humidity, high temps in the low 70s. Chargers have extended their lead to 20-3. And Dwayne Harris, once again, deep. This one looks, will not return this one. And we check in with Melanie downstairs. Melanie.
Greg, this Chargers kicking unit today, 2 for 3 on field goals, 2 out of 2 on extra points. And Donnie Jones was shopping for Halloween decorations with his kids on Monday when he got the call to come out to LA. He's reunited with Caleb Sturgis. They spent 2 full seasons together with the Philadelphia Eagles. And at Friday practice, I watched Donnie Jones, Caleb Sturgis, and long snapper Mike Wint work extensively on snaps and holds. A good portion of that time was dedicated to bad snaps for Donnie Jones and getting practice with handling those. And they say he's a veteran, and they're really counting on him to handle that in critical situations.
Thank you, Melody. You got to try to convince Donnie Jones it's a for real phone call, right? If he's shopping for Halloween. This is Marshawn Lynch. And across the 30 to the 32.
You know, if I'm the Raiders coach, I almost go to an up-tempo here, go no huddle, and it looks like that's actually what they're going to do here. Well, now they go back to the huddle. But I would, just to try and change it up, just to try and get something going offensively, they've got to get something going. They got to get into some kind of rhythm. They're just, if you see them, they're walking back to the huddle. There doesn't seem to be any tempo, any
they've got to have
rhythm.
a sense of urgency now with 5.5 left in the third. But you're down three scores. You got to get moving.
Lynch again. And Lynch tripped up at about the line of scrimmage. Adrian Phillips the first to hit him.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about they have to go a 2-minute tempo where they're getting a quick snap. I'm saying just to get into a rhythm. Sometimes as a quarterback, you want to just change it up and maybe get a little feel from the line of scrimmage. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out a way the Raiders could shake it up a bit.
Big thing is make a conversion on third down so you can get a little tempo going.
Here's a 3rd and 3. Jalen Richard back into the lineup. Pass to the sideline. That's complete to Jordy Nelson. It's enough for the first down. That's an 8-yard pickup. And the Chargers now, or the Raiders, excuse me, at their own 40.
Mulaney! Is it hot? Hey, T6! T6!
Carr throwing, incomplete, intended for Seth Roberts.
Carr not happy there. I don't know if Roberts wasn't looking for it or anticipating it, but
yeah, they went with the trap pass trying to hit the quick seam, and he didn't look till he was like 15 yards down the field, and the window was there.
Can you guys detect anything that the Raiders have tried to change up since coming out of the locker room at halftime?
No, not actually. And it's a matter of they're still walking to the line of scrimmage, and they got to speed this up, or they're just going to run out of time.
On 2nd and 10, the pass outside. That's complete to Roberts, and he's out of bounds about 3 yards short of a first down.
Trent, it appears that every play, they're either changing protections, but they're spending a lot of time just trying to get the protection set against the Chargers defense and just wasting time.
Well, as you said, we talked about this at the beginning of the game. 2 rookie tackles trying to make sure everybody's on the same page so you don't have that free rusher.
Movement up front, and that is the rookie at right tackle, Brandon Parker. Saw the frustration of Derek Carr.
Ball start, offense, number 75, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
6 penalties against Oakland. They're just 2 for 8 on 3rd down conversions today, and now instead of 3rd and 2, 3rd and 7.
Yeah, the Chargers had a double A-gap blitz versus an empty set, so there's communication going on while he's using his snap count. And they shouldn't have to use a snap count, a silent count. They got all Raider fans here.
Safety help over the top to the top side of the field where Amari Cooper is. You got Jordy Nelson one-on-one down at the bottom against Williams.
Carr looking left, under pressure, got rid of it. This is Richard. First down and much more. He gets a block at the 40. Tucks back inside and down to the 25-yard line.
I don't know how Derek Carr hangs on to this football.
32-yard pickup.
Phylon is the one that hits it, comes around the edge and gets a piece of the ball, or appears to get a piece of the ball, and somehow he hangs on to that and is able to flip it out to Richard and gets a nice block upfield by Roberts.
Close to a disaster for the Raiders. Instead, it's a first down. Marshawn Lynch on the field. Lynch. And Lynch not able to just make any headway today.
Yeah,
the last 6 carries, he's managed a total of 11 yards rushing.
They really miss Assembly in the middle of that offensive line. And you can play with young tackles, but he's kind of the glue and the leadership, the tough guy, the enforcer of their offensive line. They miss him today sorely.
Lynch just 9 carries for 30 yards on the day. On 2nd and 9, Carr under pressure, going to run it out of there inside the 20 and slides down at about the 18-yard line. Pick up a 5.
Carr wanting to go up the field. The Raiders had double moves on both sides of the field. They're working, the outside guys clearing out, the inside guys were doing an out and up to try and work the seams, and Chargers had the perfect defense called for it. That's why there was nowhere for Carr to go with the football. Fortunate to escape the pocket and get the yards he did.
3rd and 3. Carr going to go for it down the left side. It is incomplete. Jared Cook, the intended receiver, and the flag is thrown. Derwin James was covering.
A lot of contact inside the 5-yard line by Derwin James.
Pass interference, defense number 43. Foul occurred in the end zone. The ball's placed on the 1-yard line. First down, Oakland.
Alex Kemp meant number 33, and that's Derwin James, and really not much doubt about that.
Yeah, the only thing I would say is that was probably an uncatchable ball. If I'm the Chargers, I'm fighting that was an uncatchable ball, but he put his right hand right up into his chest when he turned. And that's hard for rookie defensive backs. That's allowed in college, and it's the hardest thing to break them of when you get them in the NFL.
First and goal from the 1. Fake it to Lynch. Carr throws, intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Melvin Ingram.
Raiders try fooling him with a hard play fake up the middle to Marshawn Lynch. First receiver is not open. He tries getting back to the second. Bad decision.
Just a reminder, tonight on 60 Minutes, two of the women at the center of the Kavanaugh vote. Republican Senator Susan Collins, Democratic Senator Heidi Heitkamp, explain their votes tonight. One of the things Derek Carr told us in our meeting with him, you got to know where 54 is. He did not know on that interception. Rivers throwing it deep out of his end zone, has a man open, it is caught across midfield. Tyrell Williams.
If you want.
They've been talking about taking those shots. They finally got behind the speed of the safeties. We talked about it all day, and Tyrell Williams get behind him and coming off the goal line. What a shot.
Williams is going to inside release, look like he's going to cross the field, and then watch as he gets behind up the seam, then he takes it high. Rivers puts it right in stride. Excellent throw, excellent concept off the play fake.
48-yard pickup has the Chargers at the Raider 48.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him come back with another one.
380.
Gordon. Penalty marker down on the near side of the field as Gordon is brought down at the 45. Maybe the 46.
Holding. Offense, number 69. 10-yard penalty. Remains first down.
That's the left tackle, Sam Tveit. Rivers now 16 of 21, throwing the ball for 263 yards and a touchdown. And time will expire. Here in the third quarter, the Chargers in charge. They lead it by a score of 20-3. We're back after this. Our producer Ken Mack, our director Suzanne Smith, Greg Gumbel, Trent Green, Bruce Arians, Melanie Collins as we start the fourth quarter. First and 20 for the Chargers, who lead it 20-3. Quick pass to the outside. That is complete. And Keenan Allen brought down, and let's go back to the interception.
Yeah, I see Melvin Ingram. What an athlete. He's got a sack, a carry today, but watch him on this interception. Reads his eyes. Derek Carr never saw him fall back in here. Now, I think Phillip Rivers would have liked to see him stay in the end zone, but he's going for a touchdown. And what a heck of a day. He's even got a carry for a half a yard.
2nd and 8. Rivers throwing out into the flat. Penalty marker is down on the backfield. This is to Gordon. And we'll check the flag.
Holding. Offense, number 68. 10-yard penalty. Still second down.
Trent Scott guilty of the hold. You know, you see a little testiness on the field here and there. We were talking with a couple of the guys. Every division has its specific rivalries that are tougher than others. Everything's a rivalry in the AFC West.
It really is. I mean, I was part of Kansas City Chiefs for a while, and obviously Trent was too. And you know, Raider week was special, Charger week was special. Every week, you know, the Broncos, of course.
Come on, you gotta come, Dan. 380.
Rivers. Right in the middle of the field, Mike Williams. Williams to the 30 and a first down. 26 yards on the play.
Got to give Ken Wisdom, the offensive coordinator, credit more. They've got the pedal on the gas right now. They're not letting up, trying to eat up any clock. They're going for points.
Tyrell Williams was on the right with Williams, and he runs through the middle of the field to clear out that coverage. And then all of a sudden, Williams comes in behind it. Mike Williams comes in behind it. Plenty of time in the pocket for Rivers. Another accurate throw.
Gordon wrapped up as he tried to break through by Fadal Brown. I want to remind you, coming up after the game time permitting, the State Farm post-game show. JB, Phil, Nate Boomer, and the coach for all the latest NFL scores and highlights coming up on the State Farm post-game show.
Rivers only has 5 incompletions on the day.
Yeah, I mean, and they overcame the 2 holding penalties, 2 10-yard penalties in this drive.
Gordon wrapped up.
Well, you showed
this time by Clinton McDonald.
Sorry, Greg. You showed, Coach, how this drive started with the interception in the end zone, and then Ingram really should have taken a knee and gone down in the end zone, give him the ball at the 20. Instead, he tries bringing it out. So they're inside their 5-yard line. They get the big play, then the 2 holding penalties.
Yeah, the Raider defense has struggled in the second half, but especially in the fourth quarter all year. And I don't. It's hard to put your finger on it, but they just really struggle to get off the field in the fourth quarter.
Frustration showing on Rivers' part.
False start. Offense, number 16. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's the 9th penalty on the Chargers today. It's on Tyrell Williams.
That's a big one because, if they can get a sack here, they'll knock him out of field goal, get him back in the hard field goal range anyway. And Phillip, again, using a lot of audibles and different cadences and got his own guys offside.
Chargers need a 20-yard line for a first down.
He's going to be fan to 51.
Rivers just inside the 20-yard line to Keenan Allen for a first down.
You heard how Rivers was taking that play clock all the way to the end, pushing protection all the way out to Bruce Irvin and isolate Keenan Allen on the backside because of that. With the way that the Raiders were shifting their defense and bringing pressure, you can see Rivers fired up about converting that one.
Yes, indeed. I love him. He's a passionate player.
54's mine. Set.
Over 300 passing yards for the 59th time in his career. He's at 319. This is Gordon. Gordon. To about the 13, maybe the 12. Looks like they'll mark him down at the 13-yard line. Clock continues to move as we come up on 10 minutes to play here in regulation. Raiders look tired to you, Coach?
Yeah, they do. They've been on the field too long here in the fourth quarter, and they've got to stop here and hold them to a field goal attempt. A touchdown here would put this thing out of reach, I think, for their offense.
This drive, 6 minutes and 15 seconds so far. Rivers throws it back. This is Virgil Green. Green looking for the end zone. Touchdown.
Again, great job. Well-designed play by offensive coordinator Ken Wisdom. They went to the big package, play action, screen back to the tight end. Just a walk-in touchdown for Virgil Green.
Excellent design. You get the clear out on that side of the field. Culkin clearing things out. Virgil Green protection and then leaking out late. Getting the offensive line out in front of him. And
yeah, great job by Mike Pouncey, who's been a great addition. They bragged about how much leadership he brought.
Bouncing off the upright. And no good. Not exactly time to change the holder again just yet. But it's a 26-3 lead for the Chargers. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by State Farm. Here to help life go right. And by Walt Disney World Resort.
Chargers 26, Raiders 3 with 9:42 to play. Dwayne Harris going to be able to return this one from the 3. across the 25 to about the 26-yard line. We were talking earlier about how Coach Anthony Lynn had to change holders because the placements weren't very good on extra points and field goals. Anything wrong with this one, Coach?
No, this was perfect. Great job. Spun laces away, and it just looked like he slipped and hit it with his ankle. Couldn't tell if that almost bounced through, though, Greg.
Donnie Jones, the new punter and holder. Trent, did you hold?
I did not. No. That I was like the backup holder, but no, we usually had our punter as our holder.
Okay, let's see what kind of urgency hits the Raiders here. Carr down the middle of the field, wide open. He's got his man, Martavis Bryant. And Bryant all the way down to the 27-yard line. 47 yards.
Again, great protection. Derek Carr stepping up, finding the deep cross. That's exactly what the Raiders need. But again, Trent, why are they huddling? They only have 9 minutes left in the game, and they're down 23 points. You can't get in a huddle. You got to go fast. This got to be a 2-minute drill.
Well, you're already, 25 seconds into the play clock already.
This is Richard. And Richard inside the 25. Let's go down to Melanie.
Greg, I was watching Derek Carr down here while the defense was out on the field. He was visibly frustrated after that interception, but Seth Roberts and Martavis Bryant gave him a pat on the back, said, hey, don't sweat it. John Gruden walked over and said, hey, that's a tough one, but good drive. The mood is still very optimistic down here on the Raiders sideline. They're not giving up in this one yet, Greg.
All right, Melanie, thank you. 2nd and 7. And he goes down at the 32.
Well, as Melanie just said, they may not be giving up, but they need to have a greater sense of urgency. Time is their worst enemy right now. They've got to get some tempo going in and out. Right now they're walking back to the huddle, just taking up too much time. And
Isaac Rochelle registers the 3rd Chargers sack of the day.
I mean, they just lost 27 seconds on 3rd down, and they're in 4-down territory. You know you're going for it, but you got to hurry up.
Carr got rid of it. Richard eludes one tackler and gets out of bounds just shy of the 20-yard line.
Not a lot of time.
Down.
Not a lot of time to throw deep up the field. Carr lucky to get that one off, and Richard pretty impressive just to get the yards that he did.
Yes, indeed.
So it's 4th and 4. John Gruden's Raiders haven't converted a 4th down yet and call timeout here. And it's the Chargers who use one with 7:09 to play. After the game, time permitting, the State Farm post-game show, JB, Phil, Nate, Boomer, Coach Bill Cowher. All the latest scores and highlights coming up on the State Farm post-game show. 4th and 4. Carr under pressure, got rid of it. The pass inside the 15, catches made by Seth Roberts for the 1st down.
Roberts lined up to the right with Carr looking that way. Jordy Nelson on a clear-out corner route. Roberts coming underneath, taking a big shot, hanging on to the football for the 1st down.
Trent, the Raiders act like they have another quarter.
The tempo is mind-boggling.
1st down from the 14. Carr inside the 10 to Cook. And Cook, forward progress be marked at the 5. That's a 9-yard pickup, 2nd and 1.
Well, the Chargers are completely content with this. Go ahead and complete it underneath, keep it in bounds, keep the clock working. 3-possession game. I know it seems like we're talking about it a lot, but I think we're all up here in shock a little bit.
A yard for a first down, 5 yards for a touchdown. Carr on the move, looking, throwing it away. It'll be 3rd and 1. This is the Chargers' last game here for a while. They go to Cleveland. They host Tennessee, but that game is in London. Their next home game is not until November the 18th. 3rd and 1. Gonna run it. Jalen Richard. And Richard to the end zone. Is it in? No sign yet. Clock continues to move. It's a first down.
Well, they're marking him down inside the 1 as we take a look at the replay. Richard coming up inside.
Reaching for it.
It looks like he made it in there without his body hitting the ground, but
Quick pass to the outside, and that is complete to Jordy Nelson. Seth Roberts just gave an official a congratulatory pat.
Yeah, because no one was set on the left side for the Raiders.
Wow, what a fire drill.
well, that's a legal motion.
Yeah,
You
a lot of people in
set,
motion.
You got to be set for a full second before you can snap the ball. You can you can.
Philip Rivers getting his 2 cents in there. I mean,
You could read his lips.
oh yes, indeed.
And the extra point is good. And with 5:11 to play, the Raiders put their first touchdown of the day on the board. And the Charger lead is now 26-10, but time running short for the visitors from Oakland.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Honda. Awarded Best SUV Brand by U.S. News. Uber. Doors are always opening. And by Progressive Insurance, handing off big savings to you.
Welcome back, everyone. And the Raiders obviously in onside kick mode. We got one successfully last December at Kansas City. And there it is. Takes the bounce and grabbed, and falling to the turf is Keenan Allen. How many times a week do you practice that?
Well, on Thursday and Friday, you'll go through it. You know, I'm not a fan of the hope. That's a hope kick for me, that you hope it hops. I like the kickers that can hit the ball down into the ground and make sure it goes like you can't fair catch it. It jumps up and gives us a chance to get it.
Raiders still sitting on all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning, so they're gonna have to get a 3 and out here.
Nice defense, huh? Is that 180? White. 80, huh? Hey, Bird, you run a seam. Set. 380. Got.
Rivers going to throw it. That's complete to the outside. Pass is caught by Keenan Allen.
That surprised me a little bit, Trent, especially when they say, hey, Bird, you run a seam.
Hey, Bird, you run the seam. I want you to clear out the underneath coverage because I'm going to throw it to the outside. So, oh, man. Well, I would have ran the ball. I know they got the completion, so the clock is continuing to move. A little surprised the Raiders aren't burning some timeouts here to, like we said when they had the football.
Yeah.
Time is the most valuable thing right now. It's
Hey, it's Casper. You're Casper. Stay there, Green 80. Got.
Here's the pitch for Eckler. You know, there are times that Philip Rivers just makes it sound like playground football, doesn't he?
He's like,
Just stay there.
stay there.
he was irritated too. Look at him. He's yelling right there.
Raiders use the first of their 3 timeouts to stop the clock with 4:19. I think we can say Phillip Rivers has had an okay day. 21 for 26, 329, and 2 touchdowns.
Well, completing over 80% of your passes is a pretty good day. And those are for big chunks of yards when you consider 329 through the air.
And they continue to go empty.
Set.
It's not a QB draw, I'll tell you that.
No,
right
for
now.
sure.
80 hot. Set. Round 80. Round 80 hot.
On 3rd and 6, Rivers rolls, throws, completes it at the 35-yard line to Tyrell Williams.
Now that's twice today. Let Phillip Rivers get out the pocket and make a play on him. And Tyrell Williams did a great job of staying inbounds and keeping the clock running.
You know, anything Phillip is throwing out, that's just just sidearm it out there.
It's a little flick. Just flick it out there. It's, coming into this game, Phillip Rivers, 16 wins over the Raiders. No other quarterback in NFL or AFL history has had more wins against the Raiders. Putting up another outstanding day again today.
It's jam. They're all up. Hey, ZB Phil. Delta. Set.
This is Eckler. Let's take a look back at the best of Rivers today. Trent, he's been on the money.
Well, just the accuracy. We talk. You can complete over 80% of the passes, but it's how accurate are you? It's not necessarily completion percentage. It's you're putting in a position to where your receivers can have success after the catch, and he continues to do that all day long. So it's not just you look at just the numbers, but it's where he's placing the ball. He's been pinpoint all day with it.
Yeah, and you got to give those young linemen they're playing with credit. They gave him time today, and even a couple of chances to escape and make big plays like that last one.
We started the day wondering if it was going to be enough protection for him. The Chargers started the day making just one 3rd down conversion in their first 5 tries. Since then, they've converted 6 of 7 on 3rd down. Eckler. And Eckler going to lose yardage back at the 36-yard line. Darrell Worley coming up for the stop, and here's a tussle midfield. Penalty flags fly. Markel Lee being pushed away from the pile. Number 55 for the Raiders. It's Antonio Gates.
The Chargers will have fun with this one tomorrow in the film room. Gatesy doesn't use it in any kind of altercations, but he saw it was coming.
So the officials will huddle to see who gets punished and for how much.
Well, how much will be coming in the middle of the week in a FedEx package that's sitting in your locker when you show up to find out how much you're going to get fined by the league.
What do you know about those FedEx deliveries?
Well, you always walk in on Wednesday morning, you look around the locker room to see who has one sitting on their stool.
After the play was over, personal foul. Defense, number 55, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
So out of all that, it was Markel Lee flagged. And a conversation with the coach as he came to the sideline. .321 to play.
Oh, and that's just a matter of the frustration getting the best of him. We showed you what happened. Gates had the block. He finished him off to the ground, and then Lee, not liking how that was finished, jumped up and went after him. And that's why it wasn't a double penalty. It was who made the retaliation, and Gates' was all within the framework of the play.
There is no player on the roster for the Chargers more veteran than Antonio Gates.
That's a really nice way of you saying that, Greg.
Yeah.
Hey, 54's mine. 54. 54's a mine. 380. Get
Eckler straight into the pile. And let's see if the Raiders use a timeout here.
Well, and, going back to that,
they do not.
With Gates, he said, when he came in the locker room, Phillip Rivers, we talked to him about that, and said there's the two of them have been together for so long. You know, a lot of times things will happen on the field. It'll happen in the practice field. It'll happen on film. Philip will go up and start talking to him, and Gates will look at him and like, you know that I know exactly what you're going to say. We've been doing this long enough. We don't need to have this conversation.
That's always a great feeling for a quarterback, too.
Hey, 50 fouls a mark. Hey, Obi. Delta! Set!
Rivers runs that play clock right down to the limit and then gives to Eckler. And the clock is stopped with 2:29 to play as Oakland uses its third and final timeout. Remind you once again, tonight on CBS begins with 60 Minutes, two of the senators at the center of the Kavanaugh vote, followed by new episodes of God Friended Me and NCIS Los Angeles, and the season premiere of Madam Secretary tonight. Only CBS. These Raiders started the season with losses to the Rams, the Broncos, the Dolphins, beat Cleveland in overtime last week. They have Seattle on deck, and then they get their bye week, and I'm sure John Gruden hoping to get some of his walking wounded back.
Yeah, I'd like to get that win before the bye just to continue to build and continue to restructure this program.
380!
Eckler. Running room and a first down and more. Inside the 5, just tripped up.
Yeah, they'll take this down to the 2-minute warning now and should be nail it out time.
Ken Stabler used to call that, he says in the huddle, he used to call that win the game.
Yes, victory on one.
We reach the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play here at StubHub. It's all Chargers.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Bud Light, enjoyed by giant blue fictional knights everywhere. And by Verizon. The best unlimited is on Verizon, America's most awarded network.
2 minutes on the clock. Oakland out of timeouts. And kneel downs upcoming, and there's the first one by Philip Rivers. That's what the Raiders look like upcoming. That game against Seattle will be in London next week. Then the bye week. Then they have Indy and travel to San Francisco. And then we'll host the Chargers. Chargers talked up 2 wins last season against the Raiders. Beat them by 1 in Oakland, and then the Chargers beat the Raiders by 20 down here in LA.
Well, not only do they have a long distance to travel to London, obviously Seattle has a long distance to travel over to London. Those two teams, Seattle playing the Rams tough today. Last we saw it was tied up. So,
meanwhile, for these Chargers, who will go to 3-2 on the year, have to travel to the rejuvenated Cleveland Browns. And then we'll see them against Tennessee across the pond. Are you packed? Are you packed, Coach?
No, I haven't started yet. Can we try to get to New York?
Could we say the hot Cleveland Browns?
Yeah.
Can we even say that? 2-1 after beating Baltimore today in overtime,
and lost a close one to the Raiders.
Set!
And on 3rd and goal, that does it. Time will run down. John Gruden and Anthony Lynn will meet midfield and shake hands. The Chargers grab control of this one and never let go.
Well, the Chargers are trying to keep pace with the Chiefs and doing a pretty good job of it. I think the Raiders, John Gruden's got to be a little bit upset. They kind of took a step back after that win last week.
Yeah, 2 things jumped out to me about the Chargers. Gus Bradley, his defense did a tremendous job against the Raiders. Less than 300 yards of total offense for the Raiders. And the play of Philip Rivers. Incredible game by Philip Rivers.
Yeah, look, there's all kinds of upside looking at the Chargers, especially their offense.
Oh, there's no doubt, especially where those young linemen stepped in and played. You know, they get Okong back and Bartel, and boy, they're building right now because that's the kind of depth that really helps in November.
Once again, our final score. The Chargers 26, the Oakland Raiders 10. Tonight on CBS at 60 Minutes, followed by God Friended Me, NCIS Los Angeles, and Madam Secretary. Good day for the Chargers here at the StubHub. They win it. For Trent Green, for Bruce Arians, for Melanie Collins, and for all of our CBS Sports crew here in Southern California, Greg Gumbel saying so long from Carson. You have been watching the NFL on CBS, the home of Super Bowl 53.